Crab is a tasty, nutritious seafood that you can buy at a restaurant, buy at the fish counter at your local supermarket, or even on holiday by the seaside. Wherever you buy it, it's an expensive product that has to be produced to exacting standards. In this short programme, we'll see how crab is cooked and processed in a high-care factory to produce high-quality, tasty crab meat that can be eaten on its own or as part of a superb seafood meal.
The process starts with the cooking of the crabs. They are boiled for around 33 minutes in water, in large mesh baskets in an industrial-sized cooker. The crabs must be thoroughly cooked, and to check this, a temperature probe is used to ensure that the crabs have reached an internal temperature of at least 85 degrees Celsius. Several crabs are measured, and if even one is below this temperature, then it's back in the boiler for a few more minutes. The cooked crabs must be cooled quickly before they're handled. They're decanted into a series of smaller baskets, specially designed to allow good air circulation. The trays must not be overloaded if they are to cool efficiently. The trays then pass through a cooling tunnel for 2 hours, coming out with a core temperature below 20 degrees Celsius. Further cooling in a blast chiller may be necessary to reduce their temperature to under 10 degrees Celsius. The next stage is dismembering. The claws, legs and bodies of the crabs are separated. They tear off quite easily. The white meat of the claws and legs will be processed differently to the meat in the bodies, which contains some white meat and lots of brown meat. The crab bodies, legs and claws may be processed straight away, or they may be stored for use later in the year. If stored, then they must be frozen fast to ensure quality. Brought down to minus 25 degrees Celsius as quickly as possible in a blast freezer. Later on in the year, when the frozen crab is taken out of storage, it is defrosted overnight in a chiller before being processed. Whether it's fresh or defrosted, the next part of the process is shelling. Shelling is a skilled job. Tricky for a novice, though the experts make it look so easy. The top part of the shell, the carapace, is removed by pressing the base of the shell, the crown, out of position. Most of the meat is easily removed, but great care is taken when discarding the dark rubbery gills, known as dead man's fingers. The rest of the meat is valuable, and the brown meat around the crown is kept separate from the remaining white meat in the carapace. Many people regard the claws as the most delicious parts of the crab, which explains why they are popular with restaurants. Their characteristic shape and size makes them useful for decorating many premium seafood dishes, so the claw meat should be shelled without being damaged. This can be done in various ways, but it always needs great skill. The shell can be cut with a machine saw, and the meat exposed by degloving it. Or the shell can be cracked to expose the meat beneath. It takes care and precision, and of course plenty of practice. The brown meat from the crab's body is much softer than the white meat and is made up into a thick paste. The white meat from the body is sometimes mixed with the white meat from the legs to create a consistent texture. The white meat from the legs and claws is light and flaky. As well as being delicious, it's very attractive when left in the rather shredded form it takes from shelling. This packaging presents the white and brown meat separately. The mixed white meat from the body is added to 1/2 of the container. before the white meat from the legs and claws, the prettiest crab meat, is put on top. The brown meat is soft enough to be put in the container by machine to ensure a consistent weight. Each pack must be at least the weight on the label, so they are individually weighed and any shortfall is made up on the scales by hand. Finally, the packs are sealed and labelled, ready for the supermarket shelf. Every stage of the process is done by hand, as it is dismembered, shelled, mixed and packed. The meat has been handled, so hygiene is absolutely crucial, and food safety is at the front of everybody's mind. In fact, the food hygiene standards used would not be out of place in an operating theatre.
Take it from me, you haven't seen real hygiene until you've been in the crab factory. The finished products are some of the tastiest seafood around. Dressed crab, crab meat, whole claws and crab soup are just some of my favourites.